Hello everybody, I'm Mebot17, and today we're going to talk about the new images for the two other Prime Wars Trilogy exclusive figures that are supposed to come out alongside Blastoff, that being Punch, Counterpunch, and Repugnus. This is going to be a pretty quick video, so let's first start off with Repugnus. And first we're going to take a look at his Prime Master, that being a clear plastic soulless Prime. And again, I'm going to give the same opinions I did for the Megatronus that came with Blastoff. I'm not a super big fan of it. It looks cool, but the functionality of using clear plastic is not the smartest idea, at least for the limbs of the little Prime Master. You know, yes, use the plate that goes on the back of the figure, totally. It's a little bit better because it doesn't use clear plastic in the legs, or at least not that I can see, but it does use clear plastic in the arms, which, you know, while it looks nice, functionality-wise, not the smartest idea. But I do like the fact that they didn't use clear plastic for the legs, but still it's using it for the arms. So while to me being a little bit better than Megatronus, still a little bit worried about it. Now onto the actual Repugnus figure. We're going to talk about the beast mode, and it's kind of a Ghibli mess. It's really ugly, but then again, it's Repugnus. Maybe that's the point. The head looks adorable, the claws are kind of really small, and the legs are pretty okay. I mean, that's just kind of my overall opinion about this, is it just looks okay. And just to clarify, I'm not the biggest fan of the double-cross Twinferno mold. Now onto the robot mode, looking better. The one thing I want to complain about is his Titan Master Dastard, and how the faceplate is just near colorless. There's like a little bit of green on the eyes, but that's about it. So I don't know if this is, you know, official colors that's gonna come in the packaging, but it's not very impressive. But that's fine, because we have the small one from Titan's Return that we can just swap out that head with. I think a lot of collectors will like that they can complete their Autobot monster bots, but to me, as just a collector who doesn't care too much about that stuff, doesn't seem too impressive to me. But yeah, my overall opinion about this figure is, looks cool, but I don't know if it's something I would personally purchase. Of course, people out there might have different opinions, but for me, I don't know if I will. Up next, what we have is the figure that is possibly getting the most amount of attention from the reveals, and that is the Punch Counterpunch figure that is supposed to represent Power of the Primes. And we'll first talk about is his Prime Master, Prima Prime. And again, this is gonna have the same exact opinions as the Megatronus one. Don't like the clear plastic on the arms and the legs. It's just, again, structurally, it's a structural problem. However, the panel on the back does look pretty neat. It's lacking a bit of paint in my opinion, but it's neat. However, coming to Punch Counterpunch, I really like this figure. I really like the fact that they went back to the hinged helmet to switch back and forth between faces. Of course, the stock images for Counterpunch really messed it up because the photographer doesn't know what he's doing. One thing I really like about this is the fact that he has different hands for each robot mode. I think that's pretty cool. Now, it's unclear whether he has a combiner port or not. I don't think he does, because I can't see any trace of one on him, which is weird for him to be a Power of the Primes figure and not have a combiner port, since all the other Power of the Primes Deluxes have combiner ports. He doesn't come with a Power of the Primes combiner hand, so I'm guessing he doesn't have one. Now, one thing I will say that I don't like is the fact that they didn't paint the inner part of Punch's legs yellow like they're painted on the box art. I kind of don't like that. It just really, I don't know, makes his legs seem kind of bland. Another thing I will say that I'm not a huge fan of is the clear plastic windows. You can kind of see the entire inner part of the robot, and I don't really like that. Like, I think it would work if it was clear plastic, but the inner part was painted black. That way it gave it that glassy, reflective look, but you still couldn't, like, see into it. Whatever. Now, one of the neat things that people have been pointing out is the amount of repaints that this figure could have. Someone pointed out that it can make a really good boss, it can make a really good point blank, and a good amount of people have already done digibashes for it, which is pretty neat. Someone also did a digibash where it could be a drift/deadlock figure, which I think is a really good idea. And I think that the amount of repaint possibilities for this is pretty endless. So to sum up the video, I like both of these figures, but I think I like Punch Counterpunch more than I do Repugnus. They're both really cool, but I think Punch Counterpunch has more to offer. So I think that's about all I have to say for this. That's the end of the video. Don't forget, you can like this video, comment, and even subscribe, but only if it's your pleasure. I'm Mebot17, and I will see you later.